Paul Ryan posted something on Instagram that went insanely viral today, and it featured a huge group of congressional aides right behind him as he took a selfie. Now, the reason why he went viral, in my opinion, is pretty obvious, but let's put the picture up. And actually, we don't have the picture for you guys, but we'll put it up later. So the picture basically has, I don't know, it looks like 100 congressional aides, and almost every single one of them is white. There's some speculation that there's a black gentleman all the way at the back, but we don't know if he's actually black or if there's some sort of shadow or something. It's that unclear. So
Plus he's in the back.
No, having looked at the picture for a long time, because we're going to do this story, I'm like, is this a real story? And like, first of all, it's jarring because that's not America. When I walk around, and maybe everybody's got a different perception, and of course depends on where you live. But I live in LA, so
yeah.
Blacks, Latinos, Asians, everywhere. So just seeing one race in a picture like that, I was like, wow, did they try to make it all white? And I'm sure they didn't, but which is worse, because all the interns they're hiring on the Republican side, apparently almost all of them are entirely white,
right?
Which means no outreach, no effort to bring in diversity, etc. And as I looked at that picture, I was like, maybe one of the women in the corner might be a Latino, maybe one of the girls in the front might be Asian. I'm stretching. Here.
Crazy.
I mean, I'm looking at it right now. There's a great shot of me looking at it. I mean, I don't see it, man. Who's the one they think might be black?
Oh, right there. No, there's one black guy.
There's a black. I think
he's in like the fourth to last row.
Yeah, I think that might be a black woman. It's hard to tell because of the photo.
It's hard to tell. It's a very
small
photo.
But I mean, Mike, and these are all what? These are all Republican, like the
These are Republican
Speaker's
aides.
office.
Yeah. And
well,
so,
first of all, they got a lot of interns.
So I'm going to read you a few of the different responses on Twitter. There was a trending hashtag called GOP So White, playing off of Oscars So White. But there's a more serious point to make about this. Cenk, you talked about the outreach a little bit, and I think the outreach to minority communities is really important. But this kind of shows that there's no need in their minds to reach out to these communities or to understand them. And so we talk about Congress, for instance, and how there's a lack of diversity there, not just with, the black community or Hispanics, but also with women, right? And then you think, all right, well, we're progressing, we're moving forward in society, and you're going to have more and more young people from different diverse backgrounds wanting to be interns, wanting to, get elected into office, wanting to be part of politics. And you look at this picture and it shows you that at least with one party, there isn't going to be much change. The newer generations are just as white as the older generations.
Yeah, whiter. I mean, because the rhetoric has gotten worse. I mean, when we mentioned Bob Dole, who's here, Bob Dole picked as his running mate Jack Kemp. Jack Kemp was probably because he was a professional football player and had black guys prevented him from being hit hard every time and recognized the value of a team, and some members of those team are black and some are white, and they're all teammates. And so Jack Kemp made a legitimate effort for the Republicans to reach out to minorities. And it failed miserably. And now we are at a time when, I mean, it's not just the policies, Anna, it's the rhetoric. When you get Steve Loomis of the Cleveland Police Association, and you get Donald Trump criticizing not Obama's policies or Obamacare, which are legitimate political things to criticize, but criticizing the manner in which, suggesting that he has made it open season for blacks to kill cops. This is hideous moments of rhetoric, that we're going to build a wall, we're going to make Mexico pay for it, we're going to keep Muslims out. Everybody dark and different is different, not to be accepted. To say nothing of the Republican nominee being the cheerleader starting in 2011 for the hideous and just outwardly racist birther movement. I mean, and then retweeting stuff from Klan members and retweeting stuff from neo-Nazi groups, and then having the audacity to pretend that that wasn't the case. If you do this long enough, if you dog whistle long enough, if you say you're different and not like us and not part of America, and you say it again and again and again in ways that are becoming increasingly less subtle, but more overt, here's what's not going to happen. No black guys, no black women are going to say, I'd like to be an intern in Speaker Ryan's office, because they're going to sense this is a hostile place.
Yeah, that's a great point. And also what's amazing is that it didn't even occur to Ryan that he would get criticism for posting this, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's the most normal thing in the world because he's so far deep in that bubble that it's like,
Well, it's also-
everyone's, what's
and
the
at
big
a-
deal?
Let me just finish real quick. I'm so sorry, John, and then I'll shut up. And at a time when the Democratic Party, while tightening its relationship with the Congressional Black Caucus and having a not a permanently tight relationship with them, but while increasing its connection to establishment elected black officials, has unquestionably started, we would disagree on the extent, but we all agree that the Democratic Party has not stood up for working Americans, for poorer Americans, in the way that the Democratic Party of my fathers did. That there was an opportunity, especially for people who'd be interned, for young blacks who aren't as beholden to 59-year-old guys in the Congressional Black Caucus who might think, hey, why am I supposed to just be a Democrat? I get, but they can't help it. There's nowhere else to turn. I mean, they could be independent, but they can't go to an openly racist party. And it's given Democrats a pass to continue a rightward shift and a more corporatist shift because they don't have to work hard to keep an entire segment of the population, because going to the Republicans is so offensive and so incredible that they'll never do it.